see what they can do, get strong. It's generally not someone who's super focused on aesthetics, not that that's not important or not valid, but it's usually people that are like, what is that thing? I want to lift it. I want to feel better in my life. I want to come to the gym and have fun, but I also want to get the hell out and go home to my family and be able to hang out with my kids. So the bulk of our clients are parents that just want to just feel better and not be in pain. And we get referred to by a lot of physical therapists. We work with one exclusively, and just other people that I've worked with, chiropractors and stuff, that are people that are in pain, and it's because they're weak. And I don't like to use that word, but it's a weak, weakness in the body is causing pain elsewhere. So it's a lot of people that just want to feel good, and then they're like, yeah, this is kind of awesome. So if that's an avatar, people that don't feel good and then are like, yeah, I'm gonna lift that heavy thing. Okay, give me that mace. That's, it's like the curious people. They're like, what is that thing you're doing? Why do you do that? Yeah. Generally, our clients want to know why and what and why we're flinging around sandbags and stuff like that. So I think it's that kind of curious person. They're pseudo interested in sort of unconventional training. They might have tried some before, maybe got a little hurt, or they're coming off an injury and they feel safe here. That was a really long description to a very short question.
That's cool.
Kind of how I roll, so I apologize.
I'll tell you what, I love that you said you've used curiosity there, because we talk a lot about like kind of values and of like business values and all that, and the values you hold within your business and that you want to project to your customers and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of mine is curiosity, because it's like, you get a lot of people who think like, well, I've tried that, or I've done kettlebells, or I've done this, I've done that, and then you go, okay, but how far in have you gone? Have you tried a class? Have you done this? And then like, be curious and come and ask and all of that. Because I do my stuff outside with guys in the park. So we get a lot of people coming up and asking questions and just coming for a chat, basically. So that's great. Now, something that you said in the beginning, I was waiting for you to tell us that you then went to university to become a lawyer or something, and then you didn't want to do that either, and then something else and something else.
I might do that.
There's still time. Yeah, you said you studied to become a physical therapist, or you were going to study to become a physical therapist. So then you realized you were only going to spend like 15 minutes with the person, and then you don't get to know them and what have you. So you decided to go down the training route as well. And I think that's really good, because there's obviously nothing wrong with physical therapy, but
sure.
People who've mentioned their parents and what have you might be sitting down at work and what have you, have stressful lives. You're going to get certain elements of pain from weakness or just poor movement or whatever, or just like generally not moving. So how do you find that? Like from a selfish point of view, from your point of view, because obviously you've never done the physical therapy side, but how do you find it, like working with people and seeing their lives change? And what would you say to our listeners about this as well? Because people might go and see a physical therapist and think like, I'm going to see them for 15 minutes and they're going to give me a couple of exercises, which I won't do, and I'll be fixed. They want to be fixed in one session, don't they? And it's like, it takes a lot more than that. And that's where you come in, right?
Right. And so I should say too, like I would still love to go to school for physical therapy. I love to learn, clearly, love to go to school, love to learn. And I think that there's different kinds of physical therapists out there. That's why I gravitate towards, I didn't even know. So I didn't know that like you could not work in a clinic. I didn't even know that you could have your own practice and you could see people for an hour. And I joke around that. So we work with this physical therapist. Her name is Tina, very fun. She found me and she wanted to work out here and maybe do a clinic here or there, whatever, like workshop. And she has her own practice. She sees people for an hour at a time. She approaches it from a fitness perspective. She does some manual therapy, but it's physical therapy. And when I was observing and doing things at different clinics, not at the place that I actually worked, but I was seeing people like literally not give exercise and tell people to not work out. I'm like, it's physical therapy or physiotherapy, and I was just like, oh no, this is not. And I also thought like I was going to work at this amazing rehab center that was going to teach everyone how to walk again, or, work with athletes. And that's not the reality. You have to put in a lot of time. And I think that in physical therapy, you can do all of those things, but you have to work your way up and put in the time to do it. And I was 29. I was in school with 18-year-olds. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's one of those things. I just didn't want to take another 10 years to do that. And the clinician that I work with, I always say she's the physical therapist I would have wanted to be, but she's been doing it for 10 years. So now she gets to do those things. So having said that, I like to find and work with people I like to show them like little wins, I guess, to say like it's a little bit better and you
Yeah.
feel a little less pain.